It's time once again for Mark Webb, Knowledge Investigator.
Mr. Webb, I have a computer question. I've made some short films on iMovie, but there's something I don't understand. If I have two movie clips and I join them with a transition, my whole movie gets shorter. If I try to preserve the length of my movie, it tells me I don't have enough media, whatever that means. Did I get a defective program?
Wow. Investigating computer software. That's definitely a new area for me, but I'm always happy to learn. Journey through all of human knowledge and see how it's all related as you follow the adventures of the man with the action-packed brain case, America's fabulous freelance knowledge investigator.
Yours electronically, Mark Webb. Little did my client know, I had faced the exact same confusion when I began using the iMovie program. The issue was exactly as she described. I needed to get to work to see what I could figure out. If I put two clips into my movie, each a minute long, then played them in sequence with nothing in between, that would be known as a straight cut. The total project length would be 2 minutes. Even I can do that math. But perhaps I didn't want to pop directly to my next clip. If I wanted to soften the jump by using a transition, I could add a cross blur or a cross dissolve or any of 23 transitions. I think I'll add a swap that lasts 2 seconds. That's odd. It says the total length of my project has gone down to 1 minute 58 seconds. So apparently, 1 minute plus 2 seconds plus 1 minute does not equal 2 minutes and 2 seconds. It equals 1 minute and 58 seconds. That's a change of 4 seconds from what I thought I was going to have. I don't want my clips or my total movie length getting shorter. If I double-click on the transition, there seems to be a way to solve the problem. Instead of full overlap, preserve clip, I can choose half overlap, preserve project length. Rats. The program says I can't do that. Not enough media? What does that mean? The solution lies in not thinking of the transition as an object, but thinking of the transition as an instruction for the program to do something. What you're saying here is play my clip for a minute, then take 2 seconds to transition into the other clip. But during that transition, parts of both clips are on the screen at the same time. So while clip 1 is ending, you'll see clip 2 beginning. And so what you're doing is think about it as 2 transparent rulers. If you overlapped the last 2 inches, you would see both of them together in the middle. You'd see 10 inches clear on this side and 10 inches clear on this side. Watch how the first clip continues to run while the second one begins to run. This must shorten the movie by the length of the transition. The only way for iMovie to avoid this would be for it to play clip 1 for a minute, then hold the last frame as a still for 2 seconds, while simultaneously displaying the first frame of clip 2 for the duration of the transition. I mean, you'd think it might happen, but that's not what it does. It plays one to the end, overlaps the second one, and they're both on the screen simultaneously for the middle 2 seconds. Does the type of transition I use matter? In most cases, no. But I can select fade to black or fade to white and look at what happens to the total project length. It goes back to being 2 minutes, not 1 minute 58 seconds. Why is that? The reason that fade to black and fade to white don't take any time out of your movie is that it'll play the entirety of clip number 1 and then fade for the last 1 second of the first clip. Then it stacks the second clip after it and fades in for the first second of the second clip, but they're never on the screen at the same time. But you see, you still don't add the time of the transition to the total time. It takes a second to fade out, a second to fade in, but your total time is still the length of clip 1 plus the length of clip 2. My recommendation to my client? Knowing that transitions will eat up a little bit of each clip, you can plan accordingly while you film. If you want to see all of the action in a clip, hold your pose at the beginning and the end as you film, so that part can be used for the transition overlap. Of course, you can just use fade to black, fade to white, and straight cuts, and you'll never have any problem.
Wow, it makes sense when you explain it like that. Now I can plan accordingly. Thanks, Mr. Webb.
End of investigation. End of report. Remarks? My client wasn't the only one confused by this particular feature of iMovie. There seem to be lots of people out there asking the same question. If you're someone who hangs out on forums and fields these questions, don't make the people asking them feel stupid. If you patronize them, you're just discouraging them from being curious and trying new things. Let's all be helpful, because there will be a time when each of us needs help. Yours electronically, Mark Webb.